Have you ever noticed how some people keep saying they will change their life, but years pass and nothing really changes? They still have the same complaints, the same excuses, the same dreams that never become reality. Today's story is about a young man who discovered something very simple, yet very powerful, that the difference between an ordinary life and an extraordinary one often lies in the smallest daily choices. Listen carefully, because this story might remind you of someone. Maybe even yourself. Once upon a time, in a quiet town surrounded by hills and rivers, there lived a young man named Karan. Karan was known in the town for two things. First, he was very intelligent. Second, he never used that intelligence properly. Karan loved talking about big plans. Sometimes he said he wanted to become a successful businessman. Other days he said he wanted to travel the world. And sometimes he said he wanted to write books that would inspire millions of people. But there was one problem. Karan loved dreaming more than doing. Every morning he woke up late. He spent hours scrolling through his phone, chatting with friends, or sitting in tea shops discussing ideas about success. People often heard him say things like, "One day I will do something big." But that one day never seemed to come. In the same town lived an old watchmaker named Mr. Dev. His shop was small and quiet, filled with clocks of every shape and size. Some clocks ticked loudly. Some moved slowly. But every single clock in the shop had one thing in common. They never stopped moving. Every day Karan passed by the watch shop on his way to the market. And every day he saw the old man working carefully, repairing tiny gears and springs inside broken watches. One afternoon Karan walked into the shop and asked curiously, "Sir, don't you ever get bored doing the same thing every day?" The old watchmaker smiled and replied, "My boy, the clocks in this shop teach me something important every day." Karan laughed. What could a clock possibly teach? The old man picked up a small pocket watch and held it in his hand. "This watch moves only 1 second at a time," he said. "One small second. That's all. But those seconds become minutes. Minutes become hours. Hours become days. And days become years." He looked directly into Karan's eyes. "Great achievements are built exactly like this watch moves, one small moment at a time." Karan nodded politely, but he didn't take the words very seriously. He left the shop and continued living the same careless life. Months passed. One evening, while walking through the town square, Karan overheard two men talking. "Did you hear about Rohan?" one said. "He started a small shop 2 years ago. Now he owns 3 stores in the city." Karan felt a strange discomfort. Rohan had been his classmate in school. Rohan was never smarter than him. So how had he become successful while Karan was still doing nothing? That night Karan couldn't sleep. For the first time, he wondered if his dreams were slowly fading away. The next morning he returned to the watchmaker's shop. "Sir," he said quietly, "I think I understand what you meant about the clock." The old man looked at him kindly. "Do you?" Karan nodded. "I've been waiting for big opportunities. But I've been wasting the small moments." The watchmaker smiled. Then he handed Karan a tiny broken watch. "Fix this," he said. Karan looked confused. "But I don't know how." "That's fine," the old man replied calmly. "Come here every day and I will teach you." At first, Karan struggled. The tiny parts were difficult to handle. Sometimes he made mistakes and had to start again. But something interesting happened. Every day he learned a little more. A small skill today. Another small skill tomorrow. Weeks turned into months. Slowly, Karan became patient, focused, and disciplined. And without realizing it, the boy who once wasted his days had begun building something valuable. 1 year later, Karan opened his own small repair shop in the town. People trusted him because he worked carefully and honestly. Soon, more customers started coming. Within a few years, his shop grew into a successful business. One evening he returned to the old watchmaker's shop. "Sir," he said gratefully, "you changed my life." The old man simply pointed to the ticking clocks on the wall. "No," he said. "They did." Karan finally understood the lesson. Success rarely comes from one big moment. It comes from thousands of small moments used wisely. A few minutes of learning. A little effort every day. One step forward at a time. Just like the clock that moves second by second. So remember this simple truth. You don't need to change your whole life in one day. You just need to start using your time differently. Read a few pages. Learn a new skill. Take one small action toward your goal. Because small moments, when used wisely, can change your entire future. Just like they changed Karen's life. And maybe, they can change yours too.